Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, then also welcome. So I'm going to try and get this to be a short video. Who knows, I ramble. If you didn't know that from the first video, there's no helping you. Okay, I'm going to talk about how we plan our schedule. Now, I kind of put a little emphasis on this in the other video. If you want to see that video, it's the most asked questions I get from new homeschoolers. There's 12 questions, I think. So go check it out. I'll link it somewhere. But how do we plan our homeschool schedule? Now, what we do is we take our curriculum, whether it's individually or as a unit. If you buy a like a boxed unit, you're not going to need this. It's going to have, usually it has some kind of sheets or a binder or a notebook on your schedule, how often you teach things, when you teach them, how long the subjects are, that kind of thing. So you're not going to need this. But if you're like me and you're trying to piece this together, you're trying to piece together your own curriculum, then this might be handy. What I do is I take the sheets. So for instance, if our math this coming year, so the 2020-2021 is 400 sheets. So that's 400 worksheets for the school year. So I divide that into 40 because we school for 40 weeks. That is obviously 10. So that's 10 pages per week we have to do. Then I divide that by the amount of days I want to homeschool. If I'm homeschooling 7 days, then I divide it by 7. If I'm homeschooling 5 days, if I'm only wanting to do schooling 1 day, I have to do all 10 pages in 1 day. But we homeschool, we do solid homeschooling, and I say solid by, we do a full-on homeschooling, not 1 day. No, we do full-on homeschooling 4 days. Then we have 1 day to catch up and to do fun activities for homeschooling. So we have Fridays we have art. We do a science, usually some kind of fun like kitchen science experiment. We have a few online games we play. So we have a typing game, plus we have our math. So we do that. The rest of the week we kind of do the boring stuff. So we do like, like our math, our writing, our reading, our science, our social studies, language arts. And then Friday is like our fun day. We do puzzles, we do board games, so it's a family. Friday is our family game night, so we have pizza for lunch. We are so sick of pizza, but the kids love it. Pizza, and I usually keep it simple. It's like the frozen pizza bagels. I pop them in the oven. I put apples on the side, and we do board games. We do online educational games, and So anyway, so we divide it by 4, so that's 2.5 pages of work a day for the 4 days we homeschool. So some days we'll do 2 pages, some days we'll do 3 pages. Some days he's on a roll and we'll do 4 or 5 pages. But as long as I know we're hitting at least 2 pages, we're good on our schedule. So then I know I need to do 2 pages of math for my 4 days of scheduling. And I do that for every subject. Every subject. I will go in and I'll see, there is 100 sheets for our language arts notebook. And again, I will divide that by, you know, our 40 weeks. And then they have to do 2.5 pages a week. So then we have 1 day of language arts. Or our social studies and science units. So we have 10 units of science, and each unit is different. So we might have one unit be clouds, one be soil erosion, one be, what are we working on now? Light and sound, simple machines, gears and pulleys, volcanoes, the solar system, human body. So I have 10 science units for my kid, my oldest, and I know obviously there's 12 months in a year. I need to do at least 1 unit a month. I kind of push it, so I do 1 unit every 3 weeks. So I like to do, we have 40 weeks of schooling we have to do. It's mandatory for our area. So I like to try and get everything done in around 38 weeks so that I have a few extra weeks for catch up. So I shoot for 38 weeks, but let's face it, as homeschoolers, some days it's hard to homeschool. There has been multiple times where I, you know, middle of the week on a Wednesday, you know, have been up with the baby, and maybe things aren't going so well in the morning that I'm just like, forget it, we're not schooling today. So then we just skip the day. So, or there's been times where, especially during quarantine, we took probably about 2 weeks off during the beginning of quarantine, just as a mental health break. Just because of everything that was going around and going on in the news, and talking to friends and family and not being able to do things. And especially because like our swimming classes were canceled, the kids' sports were canceled, the homeschool co-ops were canceled. So it was all new, but not, if that makes sense. So it was new in the sense that we couldn't go see our friends and family anymore. We didn't have outside activities, but our inside life didn't really change because we still did homeschooling every day. But we still took the 2 weeks off just to kind of wrap our head around what was going on and to kind of make things easier for the kids, right? We didn't want them to freak out. So we did that, and then we were trying to figure out what to do about work for my husband, because of course, like everybody, he had to shut down work for a bit. So we took a couple of weeks off. So we are a few weeks behind, but we will be done around the same time schools would normally be done anyway, because I allotted myself the extra few weeks, and I knew from previous years we would take a few extra days around Christmas or spring break or in the summer when it got, well, not even the summer, but like May when things start to get really nice, like around this time, we kind of slack off. We take a few days off just to go, you know, hiking, or before it would be go camping or go to the beach or whatever. So that's how I schedule. That's kind of like probably the shortest video I'm going to make in a long time. But that's what I do. That's how I do it. I take the amount of units or pages depending on how it has to be done. And I divide that up to the amount of time we're homeschooling, either based on days or based on weeks. Some states or provinces will tell you you have to do X amount of days of homeschooling. Others will tell you you have to do X amount of weeks. So some might tell you none at all. Some will say, don't worry about it, it gets done when it gets done. We homeschool all year round, by the way, so the second we're done this, we're going to jump right into the next one. We don't take time off early for school, or not for school, we don't take time off for summer break. And that's because we take time off whenever the heck we want throughout the year. So if we want to go to a cabin in the middle of winter for Christmas, we'll do that and we'll take extra time. And that's the nice thing about homeschooling, is you can do your schedule like that however you want. So that's how we figure out our schedule and our planning. So because I do science, and you might see a cat here right away. Hold on. No, Lily. We do science and social studies twice a week. So we do it, we do science Tuesday, Thursday, and then Monday, Wednesday is social studies. And then sometimes Friday, we'll catch up on either one of those subjects. So if I took Wednesday off, Friday I might carry over the work to that day. So on top of a fun day, we might do an extra hour of homeschooling, and then we'll jump into all the fun stuff. So that's it. That's how we schedule. Everybody schedules differently. And again, if you buy a full curriculum where it comes in a box, a lot of the times they will have it all written out for you. So that's it. You know the drill. Like, subscribe, smash all the buttons. I'm doing a whole series for new homeschoolers, and if you're interested, if you're a new homeschooler and you're interested in any of these, I try and keep it as real as possible. So if you're wanting like a super perfect video with like perfectly made up people, not made up like they're fake, but like their hair's amazing and they are beautiful and have great makeup and their homes are, you know, spotless, might not be the channel for you. But we're just a typical homeschool family. And if you just want to see how we keep it real, but it's just real life. You know, you might hear kids in the background, you might see cats walking all over me or other pets. Then stay tuned, come back, check us out. I'm hoping to give you guys as much information as possible to make your homeschooling transition or your next homeschooling year as easy as possible. Throw me questions if you want to, and have a great day, guys. Bye.